So I went ahead and added Unit 3 Part 1 composition right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this assignment. I'm going to go through this really quickly. Here what we're doing is now we're going to be applying our techniques and color schemes to an actual painting. So you're going to be first, and this is something I didn't mention earlier, is you're going to be creating a series of experiments first. So you're going to be experimenting with some techniques and whatnot. Then you're going to assess, reflect, and critique on these experiments. And then based off of that, you're going to be creating a final painting. So that's what's going to be happening. But before we get to that actual painting part, what we're going to do is you have to learn a little bit about composition. Some of you have already done this if you've gone through Drawing 2. So you're going to review the composition Google slide presentation below, which is right here. That's the Google slide presentation, right, or composition one. Then once you get that, and you need to go through that because that's going to help you understand part 3. Then part 2 here is going to be to review and choose image resources. So you're going to look at the Drapery images folder, okay, which is, once again, it's down here. So you can click on that. You can have all the images. From here, you're going to make a copy of these images and save them into a folder that you create because you're going to be using these often. If you come to an image and you right click, you can make a copy. So it'll make a copy and then you could download that image to your Google Drive folder, or you could download it to your desktop. I have downloaded them to my desktop, but you have to make a copy because you only have viewing preferences on this folder. Then the next step, and this is where it gets a little bit more wonky, is that you're going to choose a couple to edit. So you choose a couple, and then using Photopea, Pixlr, or Photoshop. I'm using Photopea, and that's actually what I linked down here. Okay, you're going to create 5 different compositions. 5 different compositions. Each one is worth 5 points per composition. From there, you're going to be creating these compositions. And once again, that's in this Google slide down. You'll notice that it's 5 different compositions. So that doesn't mean that you have to demonstrate all 4 of these. You could actually have any combination of any of them. I'm going to show you how to mark up the image edited. I'm going to be showing you that next, because you're going to have to create a photo collage of the original image resource and the newly edited composition. Let's look at this part. Okay, so you're going to wind up, I'm going to go to the Padlet. That's linked there. This is a new Padlet. And here's what you can see. This is an example of what we're going to be doing. So here you see the original image on the left side. And then here on the right side is you could actually see the edited image. And it's cropped and it's a rule of thirds. This is a centered composition. If you really look at it, that is right in the middle. That's why it needs to be edited. You can't just take the picture and say, oh, I really like that, and then I'm going to do that. No, you have to edit the image. If you look at here, too, it says Unit 3, Part 1, Composition Number 1. Okay, that's important. It also says Rule of Thirds. That's important. Here's the other one. This is number 2. So here you can see it's the same picture, but I cropped it differently and created a golden triangle. So yeah, you could use the same image multiple times. You just have to crop it differently. That's the key thing, crop it differently. Again, you can see here, composition number 2, golden triangle. So now comes the fun part. How do you create this? All right, so once you've got things saved, you're going to go from Open from Computer in Photopea, Open from Computer, and then wherever you have your images saved, that's where you're going to go. So this is Painting 2. Here, there's my Drapery. Okay, here's my Matas examples. I'm going to show you how to create one of these compositions, okay? Here, looking at this image here, I could actually see that this becomes an L shape. So I have to kind of crop it, okay? So now to crop it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the crop tool over here. I could come into here and start to crop the image to create an L shape. Now, because I want an L shape, and once you look and acquaint yourself with the compositional arrangements and what really defines an L shape, you'll understand that some of the cropping that I'm doing here to really create an L shape. Okay. Now, once I do this, I click on Delete Cropped Pixels. Click Confirm. That is an L shape. Now, to demonstrate the L shape, I'm going to go ahead and click on some red. I'm going to click on the brush tool. I click, hold down Shift, come down, that draws a straight line. And you'll notice that creates an L shape, right? And that's what I'm going for with this, is creating an L shape. So now my composition is completely altered. If you want to, you could come in here and you could actually make this a little bit bigger. So then that way you could fill in the L. So you can see it a little bit clearer. All right. Now from here, what I'll do is I'll go File. This is very important. Export as PNG or JPEG. I'm going to use PNG. Okay. Click Save. Once again, I'm going to go and save this in a folder where I could actually get to it easily. And this is going to be my L shape. Now, from here, I'm going to create the collage. Creating the collage is a little tricky. So this is, if you're going to pay attention, now is a really great time to pay attention. So I'm going to go File. I'm going to open the original image again, right? I'm going to open the original image, which was this one. So I click on it. There it is, right? From here, I'm going to go to Image, Canvas Size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to triple the width. Okay, so I'm going to go about 6,000. I'm going to move this anchor over here. Click OK. That creates a large space. That large space is important because now I'm going to go back to my drawing here. I'm going to go to the layer, click and drag. You're going to notice that it comes into here, and I'm going to slide it over. You see that? Now I'm going to grab the bottom corner, click Shift, so that way I could drag it down to fill in that space as much as possible. This is super important that you're doing this, because later on when we go to get our measurements, this is going to help you out a lot. Click OK. Boom. Almost done. One last step. Okay, I have all this extra space over here I want to get rid of. Crop it out. The reason why I add more space is to make sure that I have enough space. It's better to have too much space than not enough. And there we go. Original image, cropped image. File. I'm going to save as a PSD first. So I'm going to save as a PSD, which is a Photoshop file. I like to name these in such a way that I'm going to remember. Click Save. File, export as a PNG. Okay, don't worry about that. It's just zoomed in. Click Save. There it is. Save. Beautiful, right? That's pretty much good right there. Now from here, go to the Padlet, click plus, okay, upload, pick file, and I find it, click on it, okay. Now, as this is loading, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to the assignment here, and I'm going to highlight this. Right click, copy, go back to the Padlet, so that now that it's uploaded, I go to title, I paste it, number 3, and this is a, L shape. Done. I have 3 of them done. And that's really what we're going to be doing today. And trying to finish this up for tomorrow is to get those compositions done. All right. Make sure that you read about the compositions here. Make sure that you make a copy and save. And then you start to use Photopea to edit that.